Hi, and welcome to another Pick a Card with me, Leenna. Today we're going to be looking at your future spouse again, and we're going to be looking at what their job might be or what industry they may be in. But before we get into that, let me just thank all of you for watching my videos, for liking and subscribing and leaving comments. It's really, really great to read your comments and to know that whether you like the video or what's resonating with you and what's not. But also remember that this is a general reading, so not everything will resonate with everyone, and that we are in the process of making a lot of changes in our life, and as we make changes, then our path changes as well, and what happens next is going to change. So, but for those of you that may meet your future spouse quite soon and not have any major changes in your life, this might resonate with you best. So we're going to be looking at your future spouse's job or career or which industry they're in. This is a very experimental read, so it's going to be interesting to see what comes up. So I've got three options for you. I've got the gold bead with the purple heart. I've got the white bead with the pink heart. And I've got the orange bead with the orange heart. So pick 1, 2, or 3, and let's see what your future spouse's career, job, or the industry they're in, what that might be. So if you chose option number 1, the purple heart with the gold bead, let's see what it says. So we've got the piano, the book, the well, the woman, riches, and these two say Family Feud and wait. So I feel that and there's judgment hiding. So they may be in the music, in arts, in media, or they want to be, but I feel that they may come from quite a rich family, or they may already be well established in a job that is related to their family, or that their family wanted them to do, and that they would be changing their career when you meet them to something which is more likely to be involved with the arts, with music. They could be a songwriter, they could be another kind of communicator, they could be in radio as well, or podcasting, they could be writing or studying, and they have this very deep need to express their views and their judgment, and almost like a sense of exclusivity over there as well. They could also be a club DJ, but perhaps their secret is that they don't use their full name, or they somehow hide their identity, so their family doesn't really know what they're doing, because if they did, there might be some problems there. And for one or two of you, they could actually be a performer, a musician, a singer, a comedian, or an actor or actress. And it feels like when you meet them, they are already established, but they're looking for something more, they're looking for something different, and they're likely to change it. But I don't think they're anyone who's famous outside of a certain region. And it's very, very interesting. So let me see if there's anything else that I have for you. No, just generally the arts, media. They could be in broadcasting as well. They could be a TV presenter or something like that as well. But for some of them, they're wearing a costume, or they're wearing some kind of something that makes it hard to identify them out on the street when they're not in their official role, in their professional role. So it could also be that they work at an amusement park and wear a furry suit. So, but they are making a lot of money. They are financially stable in whatever it is they're doing, and I feel it's more glamorous, more the glamorous side of things that they are involved with. So that's what I have for you if you chose option number 1, the purple heart with the gold bead. So if you chose option number 2, the pink heart with the white bead, let's see what you've got for your future spouse's job, career, or the industry they're in. And you've got Cliff, the flowers or the bouquet. We've got the snake, the bird, the hanged man, submission, and then we also have eating with chopsticks and fear. So I think this your future spouse works with animals and nature. That for some of them, they are animal wranglers. They may work for an animal sanctuary, a zoo. They could study animals, especially birds. They could be a game ranger, or they could also be a tour guide. But I'm feeling more that they are, if they aren't a scientist studying nature, especially animals, then they are working with animals in some respect, and that there is, you may fear for them or be fearful of the kind of animals that they work with, and that they would be something quite dexterous about what they do. So, maybe some of them work with snakes and milk snakes of their poison. They could also work for research facilities using, where animals are involved, or plants. And for, one or two of them could own a pet store as well. If they don't work with animals, they could work with images of animals. They could be a photographer, an animal or wildlife photographer as well. So anything where you come into quite close proximity to perhaps some quite dangerous animals or little known animals, they travel a lot, and it may be a little bit difficult to move forward in this relationship with them, because it doesn't seem to at first they hear and then they there, and they have a lot of their time and concern goes towards the animals and their job, and either getting the right shot or making sure the animals are fine. And if they're working at the zoo, they may be a vet or veterinary assistant, or like I said, an animal wrangler, and or trainer even. And sometimes you just feel, sorry about that. You might just find that you take second place to the animals. So very interesting one if you chose option number 2. So if you chose option number 3, let's see what we can find out about your future spouse's job or the industry that they work in. And let's see what we've got for you. So we've got heart, bridge, child, scythe, the Star, Protection, and then we've got Past Life and Secret. Interesting. So I feel that they may be involved with children, with reuniting children with their parents. They could be making, they could work for something like the Dream Foundation, or I think it was called the Dream Foundation, where you help kids who are terminally ill to reach for a dream, to realize some dream of theirs. They could also be helping trace adopted, children who have been adopted to trace their biological parents. They could also be ensuring that children are in good foster homes, or some kind of social worker, that they are in a safe place. So I'm getting a lot of to do with children and their well-being, children and keeping them safe and happy, and reuniting them, helping them grow emotionally, helping them find out where they've come from, and what might have been hidden from them that they need to know. So it's very interesting. So I feel very much like a social worker, or a charity organizer for working with children, a foster or adoption agency type person. If they're not working with children, they could be helping people relocate to some place that they wanted to someplace safer. They could also be a relationship expert, helping people find love, helping people begin anew in dating, and maybe they run a dating site or something like that as well, some kind of matchmaker. So that's what I'm picking up for you if you chose option number 3, which was the orange heart. So very interesting. So let me know if any of this resonated. Like I said, it's a very experimental reading, and I hope that you found it fun. I had fun reading it, and I'll see you in the next video, and keep those vibes high.